During the World War, there were many persons with amputations, and there was Sir Ludwig Goodman who thought these people do need some form of sports and entertainment too. So he started something called Goodman Games, and there were 4 disability federations eventually. They were called the IOSDs, International Organizations of Sports for the Disabled. One was for cerebral palsy, 2 was for intellectual impairment, 3 was for wheelchair amputee sports, and 4th was the blind. These 4 organizations, international organizations, would have their own world games. All the 4 federations thought they should come together and form or have a mega event which brings all the disabilities together and have sports for them. That's how Paralympics was born, and International Paralympic Committee was formed so that the Paralympic movement can be taken forward by IPC. And IPC has members in every country. They are called the NPC, National Paralympic Committee of that country. So in India, the NPC India is Paralympic Committee of India. They'll be responsible for entering persons in Paralympics from India. So when we speak Paralympics or when we talk, there are 3 main impairments. 1 is the visually impaired, 2 is the intellectually impaired, and 3 is the physically impaired. So when we say visual impairment, we have partially blind, 2 totally blind persons participating. Then of course there is intellectual impairment. Then when we say physical impairment, there are persons with cerebral palsy in a category class. Then there is short stature. Then there are persons with spinal injuries, amputees, etc. So quickly to understand class, if you say 11, 12 and 13, they come under the visual impairment class. Then when you say 20 in Paralympics, F or T20, then it is intellectual impairment. The 30s class, 32 to 38, is for cerebral palsy. So 32 would be somebody with severe CP, and 38 will be with least. Maybe a monoplegic person will be 38. And 40s, of course, 40 and 41 is short stature. Then there is 40s with spina bifida and spinal cord injuries. Then the 60s class is with prosthetics. So they'll be either amputees with on a single limb or double amputees as well. So this is how the disability is classified in Paralympics. And speaking about cerebral palsy, if there is 100-meter run, there is 100 meter for 35, 36, 37 and 38. 35 would typically be a spastic quadriplegia, then 36, then 37 will be hemiplegic, 38 would be monoplegic. So that's how there is classification at Paralympic level, and that has become a very important aspect to understand when we speak disability sports. So it's a separate responsibility or a specialization by itself, and CPSFI is endeavoring to prepare classifiers in India because we don't have persons with that knowledge, qualified classifiers. So we are working on it. Hopefully we can have classifiers from India and represent as at IPC.
What is the difference between Paralympics, Special Olympics and Deaf Olympics?
Paralympics is a mega sporting event under the banner of IPC, and like I said, they have visual impairment, intellectual impairment and physical impairment under the Paralympics banner. Then there is an organization called Special Olympics. This is only for persons with intellectual impairment. This international federation organizes their own major world event for intellectual impairment, and that's called Special Olympics. Similarly, the Deaf organization conducts its own Paralympics for deaf, which is called the Deaf Olympics. Like we have chess and chess Olympiad and things like that. So Deaf Olympics is only for persons with hearing impairment. That's the difference between these 3 mega world events. Yeah.